You have a planted tank and you want to take it to the next level? Then red plants are an obvious choice for a nice contrast and an eye-catching splash of color. But unfortunately, they have the image of being quite difficult and only doing well in high-tech aquariums. In this video, I will show you 3 red aquarium plants everyone can keep, but I will also explain why you might be disappointed soon. Let's start with the plants. The first plant is Ludwigia Super Red, a true classic for a reason. It is probably the easiest red plant. In general, I would say that if there is some light and some nutrients, you are very likely going to have success growing it. One thing you have to pay attention to is that Ludwigia Super Red is not as fast growing as other stem plants, like some Rotallas for example. So if you decide to combine it with such plants, pay attention that it doesn't get overgrown and overshadowed. The next plant on the list is something for the foreground. Alternanthera reinecki mini. This plant definitely needs some time to establish because it needs a lot more roots than stem plants to really take off. Apart from that, it is not too difficult if basic aquarium plant needs are met. You can create a really nice field of it in the foreground of your tank or in the midground if you got a nano aquarium. And the color is one of the most intense reds I have seen in the aquarium hobby until now. And lastly, Rotala Orange Juice, which might be confusing because of the name. But trust me, this one can get a really nice pink-red coloration. This also goes for some other Rotallas, like the Atra for example. But as you can see, the Atra isn't red at all in this tank. And this is the point where things get a lot more complicated. A lot of plants in the aquarium hobby can develop a red coloration, but only under certain conditions. Of course, there are different levels to that. For example, an Alternanthera will never be a green plant, but it can stay a lot more brownish than those ones right here. To understand this, we have to take a look at what happens if a plant develops red pigments on the leaves. As you might know, white light contains all colors of light. Chlorophyll, which is the thing that plants have to absorb and use light, mainly takes up blue and red light. But if the leaves get red, which just means that it reflects the red light, which is why we can see it, then only blue light gets to the chlorophyll. And this tells us what the plant uses the red pigments for. It protects the plant from too much light, kind of like a sunscreen. And that can be a problem, because if your tank only has weak lighting, your plant has no reason to get red. It's the opposite. Having red leaves would simply waste too much of the light. So to get it straight, red plants will only look like they do on the internet with a strong enough light. How much this is depends on the plant. To give you an idea, this tank has a lighting of about 27 lumens per liter. Of course, this entire topic is a lot more complex and there are other aspects of red coloration like nutrients. But if you intend to get some red plants and look at all the beautiful pictures of the easy ones, just keep in mind that they might look a lot different if you only have a small budget light on your tank. I'll see you in the next one.